Hey guys, Narc Armor here, back with another one. Just want to give you a word in regard to God's always got your back. Yes. Hey guys, before we get into it, please like, share, and subscribe. Appreciate you. God's always got your back. How does God have your back? Well, if you were dealing with a toxic individual, toxic narcissist, chances are God removed them from your life. Yes, He did. Yes, He did. He did not want that person continuing to affect you in the manner and fashion in which they did. And yes, they did affect you. God wanted you to get out and away to heal from their toxic mess. God wanted you to heal from their toxic mess. And so, why would God want you to stay with a toxic individual any longer than you have to? He doesn't. And he'll reveal the things you need to know in due course. And some of those things, like I'll tell you in my case, when you discover a narcissist cheating, um, and you start to kind of uncover the depths at which they went to cover their bases and the extent at which they, you know, were doing these things, I think everything just has a time and a place. And um, I think for me, it was at a time where I think in hindsight I was able just to handle it and make the necessary decisions to be able to kind of break free, right? Um, and say, look, I don't, I'm, I didn't sign up for any of that, um, you know. And I think the worst part was in terms of having children and that. But that's that was the situation that played out for me, and um, I think what I learned, there were other signs along the way that God was trying to kind of tell me, hey, there's some toxic things going on. You know, stay alert. Um, and I would have these visions and perspectives and things that I would also get from going to religious gatherings and things, and um, just signs that were popping up. And in hindsight, too, I think one of the other things, and I've talked about, right, and you always hear when a narcissist cheats, is that triangulation and who they're triangulating you with and how they're kind of playing that game where they'll literally, like, they'll drop the carrot in front of you with whomever they're you know sneaking around with or whatnot. And they're doing, I mean, so it's pretty sinister. you know it's really intended to degrade you and demean you. Okay, I mean, let's be honest, it's just really intended to try to erode you in your self-confidence and your self-esteem. It's very destructive behavior that they undertake. um, but I think when you go through it, you start to, and you come out of it on the other side, you realize, like, this, and you see who, and you realize, like, who it was with, and it was just, you're just like, yuck, right? I mean, it's just on different. It's just, it's so, it's so gnarly, guys. With them kind of downgrading, it just, everything about it is just really disgusting. Um, and so, hopefully you get out. Hopefully they don't give you anything you can't get rid of. Let's put it that way. And you get out unscathed. I'm grateful for all of that. And you know, when you realize what you were dealing with and the level of intentionality of how they wanted to degrade you, it's criminal. I mean, let's just be honest. I mean, it's bad enough they were stealing financial, resources and things. They're just it's criminal how they actually try to demean you, and how they try to do that in front of a bunch of other people who know what's going on, who are the flying monkeys around them, who befriend them, who could even be their your in-laws, could be people. It's just sick, guys. It's just sick. And I've said this before, and I'll say it again. Bad apples come from a bad tree. Bad apples come from bad trees. You know, so you know, you got like I've had fruit, different kind of fruit trees over the years and stuff. Like you get a couple of those things in your yard. Like when there's bad fruit, something's going wrong with the tree. Narcissists come from a bad tree most of the time. Most of the time, that is absolutely for certain the case. And so you don't, again, you start to piece things together when you're coming out of that fog, because it's the first time in years that you've actually had clarity to be able to go, wait a minute. Oh, they were really doing that. Oh, wow. That's why they said that. I mean, when you're in the thick of it, I'd say too, if you're a high functioning person, again, male or female, if you are a high functioning individual and you have a lot of things going on and you're trying to do right by, your work, your career, your family, your kids, you you're so focused on those things that matter that, yeah, I think you can miss. I certainly did. You can miss some of those things that are going on. But like I said, once the fog lifts and you get that clarity, you realize really quickly, really freaking quickly, what's going on, what went on, that kind of thing. And you'll start to kind of put all that together, right? You start to put all that together, and that's kind of the thing that you got to realize, that that's what's really happening here. Okay, that's what's really happening here. And then you're just like, okay, let me start with this point on the timeline and go back. And then you start to go, oh, snap. Yep. Now I see what happened. Now I see where things were going. Now I see how dirty I was done. And there's levels to this, guys. There are levels to this. And you realize, like, there's no level there's no level down below where the narcissist won't go, because that's how they roll. There is no limit. There is no limits. It's all fair game in the narcissist playbook. And so, when you start to unpack it, yeah, of course it's going to affect you. Of course you're going to feel some type of way about it, guys. Of course you're going to feel some type of way about it. But, I'll tell you, I always just go back to like this. It's usually a couple different kind of situations that, could have played out, but because you were dealing with a toxic narcissistic individual who thrived off of the thrill of hurting you, which is just downright dark and sadistic. If somebody didn't want to be with you, they could tell you, right, move on, this, that, vice versa, right? That's the amicable adult normal-minded, healthier individual who's going to shoot straight with you. You know, then there's maybe they have some avoidant tendencies. Maybe there's that. I think that's getting into the toxic realm, right? Because they don't want to say maybe what they're feeling, this, that, the other. But the reality is, and then there's the person who just downright just doesn't care and just wants to roll how they roll, take what they take, and they're playing you literally like a game. It's literally like I think for the narcissist, it's like a video game, right? It's like, hey, I'm just gonna go and I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that, I'm gonna hurt this person. I don't care. Oh, this person's all kind of washed up. We're okay. I'm done with that. Okay, let me go get another. Where's another one? Over there. Okay, let me go over there now. Cool. Yeah, I'm gonna go over there. And they just, and all the time, by the way, well, they're doing all kinds of other stuff, trying to make it look like, and so it's really, I think that's the other thing too, is like the facade that comes with it. This very sinister, attempt at painting this picture of normalcy, and of, in a lot of cases, family, and, and this perspective of stability, when they couldn't be any more sneaky and downright conniving. I mean, these people, and I'm telling you guys, they enjoy it. They enjoy it. And if you show them that they hurt you in any way, they don't care. They enjoy it. They think you're weak. They think that you are just a weak, complaining person whose opinion, perspective doesn't matter. It's irrelevant. They're going to do what they want to do. What are you going to do? Stop me? Ha ha ha. Guys, the narcissist was always working against you. Actually, I'm going to title this video that. The narcissist was always working against you. Always. For their benefit and your demise. Because they knew that they had you for a set shelf life. And when that timeline was up, guess what? They were out. So guys, I'm going to leave it there. Leave you something to ponder. Take care. Continue to work on your boundaries. Heal. Pour into yourself. And be blessed. Until next time. Take care.